Okay, you're on.
Okay. Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. Let's see. Okay, here we are. First, we're checking sound and video. I'm right side up. That's a good thing. Okay, and I have sound. Yay! Okay, so let's see if we can. Yep, Wendy Little says she can see and hear us. Laura, I did have a nice birthday. Still have a birthday dinner coming up on Friday. So yeah, but it was a little hectic since, when did this start? On Saturday. Oh yeah, Saturday was Crafter's Classroom. And then, so yeah, my video that I posted in Crafter's Classroom that I recorded on Tuesday when I thought it was working, that one's still kind of crappy. So I might do a voiceover on that one or just call it a day. I don't know. But anyways, tonight it's working. Yay. So all's good. Let's go down to the table. And
there you go.
Okay. I'm just going to talk about just a few things first before we get started. Yay. So these came in late today. So the Furry Friends, so I'm just going to show you the new paper pads. Furry Friends. That one is cats, I think, and dogs. Paw prints. I love my pet. Oh, that one has cats and dogs. This one's mostly cats. That one's mostly dogs. Prints and bones. So that's the Furry Friends one. Then the Halloween, which I did some of the Halloween papers when we did one, I don't know, last, whatever day it was. So this is the Halloween one. It's got those two little guys that I used. So that's Halloween. And when they initially come in, only 12 come in. So I have to order them after that. So we fill orders in the order they came in. So then the autumn, which autumn I used last year and this year. And we're using some today. So that's autumn. And then the festive stripes, which again was, I used it last year. And this year. So this one I am going to edit a little and make it a little darker. This does match the cherry, the Lesabo cherry, which is kind of a funny red, I think. So I am going to make that one a little bit darker. But the first 12 pads have that one. But, so yeah, that's the festive stripe. So I'll be ordering more to get them in right away, but there's 12 of them for now. Anyways, and then, okay, let's talk about schedule. So this, let's see, next week we are going to do just a Fun Time Thursday. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but we are going to do a comment sold, and it's going to be mostly clear sets from Impression Obsession, plus a few other things, kind of random things. So I'm going to do a short live, then we're going to do a comment sold. I am gone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so that's why I'm doing that, because then they can pull those and work on those while I'm gone. So that's next week. Then we have Thanksgiving. Then December. So I'm still working on Crafter's Classroom and my December, which I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. So I'm hoping to get those at least posted this weekend. But Crafter's Classroom is December 14th, which is a little late because it's the second Saturday. So that would put our Fun Time Thursday as December 19th, which I really want to do pepperoni bread that day. So we're going to move our Fun Time Thursday to before Crafter's Classroom, if that makes sense. Maybe I'll try and get that posted in a Facebook post, so what's coming up. Because then, yeah, we'll do pepperoni bread on December 19th. And we are going to do another comment sold in December with kits and stuff like that. So, anyways, but yeah, maybe I'll post a post on Facebook with upcoming stuff that's going on. So, yes, Kathleen, Impression Obsession, because those are they're going to be gone at the end of the year. So today we're doing gift card holders. So I'm going to give my mom the sheet because I forgot to give her one. Here, Mom, here's the...
Okay, thanks.
Here's the sheet.
Thank you very much.
In the kit... Oh, I took one without a die because the kit came with the die set, but I have an open die set right here. And then it's got our 3 class cards, plus it's got this little packet because I missed these strips in one of the kits. And so then I added some extra little pieces to do little gift card holders with. So anyways, let's pull the cards over. So the 3 cards that we're making, and these can, you know, you'll get the gift card holder die. Now there were 3 people that I was short on dies, so their kits got shipped late. These were actually supposed to come in, when were they supposed to come in? Oh, they were supposed to come in last week, Friday, and then it said out for delivery, and they didn't show up. Then and Steve and I, my mailman, like, I have his text number and he has mine, so then they were supposed to come on Saturday, and nope, Steve still didn't have them. And then Monday was a holiday, and then Tuesday he didn't have them, and he said, well, they're in the no reads, which means it should be delivering later in the day. Still didn't show up on Tuesday, so they didn't show up until Wednesday this week. So there's 3 people that your kits are on the way. So sorry about that. Kind of beyond my control. But anyways, the 3 cards that we're doing, you don't necessarily have to put the gift card feature in there. You can use them as regular cards if you're like, I never send gift cards. So the birthday, we used this to do the little like holder things of the gift card. That's probably the easiest one. And then we have, this one's actually one side of a cascading card that we used this die for, and we used this die. So we're actually die cutting today. And then this one is a Joyfold card, in which again we used this one, but we used it twice for right here and right there. And this is the strip that I forgot. So your little packet has that. So let's go on, and I think we'll start with the Joyfold card. Joyfold card is that one. Plus you will need the little packet of extras, which is that. And you'll need your dies. So let's get that open. All right. So thank you, Kathy. I see happy belated birthday. So it's my birthday week, so you're not late. So anyways, let's go to our, we're going to put the whole card together, and then we'll do the die cutting and do the gift card feature. So I'm just put my envelope aside. So let's go to what's in your kit. You have a steno card. You have a steno card, and then you have a piece of lava. You have a layer on top of it. Now this one is in the new festive stripe pad, as is this one. You have a piece of red. You have a little gift card envelope. Okay. You have a mini steno card, which this piece is going to layer on there. Then you have a piece of, you have 2 different ones. Make sure that you pull out the one that is longer. That goes on the front of the card. This one's actually on the inside of the card, which we're going to be die cutting. So we're going to be die cutting the envelope and your more rectangle piece. And if you have your 2 pieces of gold lava, it's the piece that you can kind of layer this on. So these we're going to be die cutting later. But let's go ahead and put the rest of our card together. Now, first, Joyfold card. We start out with a steno card, and we do need to trim it. And we're trimming it basically in half. So this is 5.5 inches. We're going to trim it as 2 3/4. But if you want, and this is totally up to you, you could attach this layer right there and then trim it after, or you can trim it first and then layer that on there. Totally up to you. I'm going to bring my die cutter or my trimmer down. So I was like, oh, I was so stressed out about the sound. So I'm so glad that I did get my other computer back. I did get a laptop, so my laptop goes home and here every week. And the blue screen of death and destruction came up. And so I took it in, and they said it's super old, which it is. And I was just like, well, if it's easily, I ordered a new laptop, got it, have been having trouble with the settings of this program. But anyways, I said, if you can fix my old one for fairly cheap, do so, because then I'll leave it here set up all the time and then I won't have the issue. So anyways, they fixed it for like $30. So I was like, rock on. So anyways, 2 3/4 off of one side of your steno card. So I did get my computer fixed at Milwaukee PC, so they did a great job. Got me set up with a new laptop and got all my stuff transferred over, except for all the settings for my OBS. So anyways, I'm going to put this aside. We are working on this little flap right here first, and I'm going to open my card up. So, and we're just attaching the gold lava to that one side. And I did take pictures of all my settings for the audio, so I'm hoping that like when we do pepperoni bread at my mom's house, I can do my new laptop and the audio will work. But I will bring this one as my backup.
Maybe we don't want to move it anymore.
Yeah, maybe we don't want to move it.
I don't know, Sarah. Oh, man.
But yeah, technology is awesome, but then when it doesn't work, it's like frustrating. The other day, I was like, I just wanted to take my computer and smash it on the floor.
Now you know how I felt a couple of months ago when I got a new phone, new computer.
Oh yeah, that's like holy. Well, you were without your computer for a long time.
Yeah.
So right now I'm just putting adhesive on this striped one. And it's one-sided. Like when you get the paper pads, they're two-sided. When I do them for classes, I print them. I print them, so that's why they're white on one side. And we are just going to layer that on the gold lava. Virginia said, don't test fate.
Yeah, don't test fate. Happy birthday to Mona.
Oh, it's Mona's birthday today?
It was Mona's birthday. When was it? On Monday. She never got a card. Oh, boo-hoo, because it was a
holiday.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Mona. Just a day before mine.
Marion Phillips last week.
Nice. Happy
and
birthday.
all you other November,
November
babies.
All right, so we're just going to attach that. So that's on the inside. So this is the front, and now we're attaching the other layer, this big one, on the inside. And this is the inside of a steno card, which is going to be our Joy Fold card. I'm having trouble seeing.
So...
I mean, not really seeing, but it's just more white on white or cream on cream or whatever. So
Sarah, you're now officially in your 59th year. That means next year.
Yeah, you don't need to.
No, I'm lamenting the fact that I am soon to have 2 children in their 60s. How can that be? Oh, my word.
All right. So this one
I don't even think I'm 60.
is the raw young at heart.
Yes.
So this one is the red, and it's going on our mini steno card, okay? And this one actually folds the other way. So normally you open a card, this way, and we're turning this one around and opening it the other way. Now with the stripes, it doesn't matter. But when we put the warm winter wishes on, it will matter. So maybe the good thing to do is to actually attach it to the inside of our card and then put the winter wishes on, because then you know that you'll put them on correctly. Because because just out of habit, you might want to, have your card facing this way, put it on there, and then when you attach it to the front of the card, it's upside down. So yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we attach the Joyfold card so you kind of attach it centered on the inside, and then that flap folds down first, and then that one folds over the top. So let's just put tape on the very back of our mini steno card. All right. So there we have that, and now let's go and weed out our warm winter wishes. And in here there's 2 gems, or you can to dot your eyes. So don't lose your 2 gems, or you can use your little eyes from your winter wishes. I didn't send out my email like I normally do, so sorry. I was totally distracted with my audio problems, and yeah. Leery about sending out an email because if my audio wasn't working, I kind of didn't know what I was going to do. So for next month, for December, our Crafters Classroom is going to be using this stamp set, and I'm kind of going to do it, there's going to be stamping, but I want to do it more as a clean and simple stamping, so using little parts of this. So we'll see. But that's the stamp set's available, then there will be a paper only available also. But yeah, so it's going to actually be a stamping class. Oops. When I got my fingernails done last week, I got them orange because I was thinking more fall, but the guy that did them isn't my normal guy that did them, and so he didn't even ask me, do you want them trimmed at all? So they're a little bit longer than normal, which is fine. They're pretty. But yeah, they're orange, and Halloween's over, but I was thinking more orange for Thanksgiving.
What's the name of the stamp set, Sarah?
It is called All Is Calm. It's from Brass and Bliss.
Okay.
I don't even know if they have it on their website because
Rob's on.
Rob's on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they have them because I think they got them just for me. Why, did somebody ask what the stamp set was?
Yes, Virginia Hebert wanted to know.
Yeah, it's All Is Calm, Brass and Bliss. So, and I'll be emailing out my auto ship people and asking.
Jill Chapman says she wants the stamps in her auto ship, please.
Okay.
Okay, I'll write that down.
Okay. So yeah, I'll be emailing auto ship people. But Jill, we already have you written down. And Virginia, you're on. If you want it, let me know. Actually, anybody that's an auto ship, if you want the stamp set with your kit, because I usually like to ask for my auto ship people because it's, the class will be a little bit more expensive than normally. So I like to ask you before. So anyways, but yeah, if you're on your auto ship, let me know if you want that stamp set for the December, because then you don't have to reply to my email.
Thanks, Jill.
All right, so now we are going to attach our warm winter wishes on here. Sometimes you get the little snibblities around the outside. You can take, your fingernail or your pin or whatever and just go around it to get some of those little snibblities off there.
Thank you all for letting us know you want that stamp set. So
it's got like Christmas words on it, but as usual, I will give you some extra words. because I think I love those for it doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas card. So it could be different. Okay, hang on. My thing was open and now it's not coming out very good. Imagine that.
Yeah.
I never leave it open, do I? Oh, actually, yes, I do.
Open when?
I've had it open since Saturday.
Yeah.
Or before.
Somebody asked if that was less expensive. I saw somebody ask that question.
Yep, somebody did ask that question. And it's really hard to tell because it depends on your usage. I mean, I would think the wet glue is less expensive than tape runners, but I'm not exactly sure. So yes, next month we will have stamping for Crafters Classroom. And then my Fun Time Thursday is going to be winter/Christmas, and we're going to do clean and simple. I know that already for sure because I've already got some dies pulled for that. So next month is going to be clean and simple-ish for both, but one is going to have stamping and one's mostly going to have dies.
And besides pepperoni bread, we have to decide on something else, Sarah.
Yeah, last year we did quiche, wild rice quiche.
Yes.
And then we've done like fudge, so we'll probably do another breakfast dish.
Okay.
Because breakfast is big. Our family, we do breakfast a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, now warm winter wishes. You can put them straight, you can put them angled, whatever you want to do. And if you're using wet glue, always less is best. And if you get too much, like sometimes I'll have a piece of Post-it note here and I'll just dab it on my Post-it note to get any gloobies off. And I usually don't push down with my fingers, like I'm just lightly tapping it down, and then I'll turn it over onto a clean work surface to actually push it flat, because I don't like to get my dirty hands on the top of the pretty paper. So now that I've got it on there, you know, you can either take a piece of scrap paper and go over the top, or if you have a clean work surface, you can just push it down and that'll flatten it and attach it without having to get your sticky fingers. Because if you don't get your sticky fingers on the top of the mirror, like it should dry clear if it goes out over the edges of the paper. So. Christmas card kits are posted. Sue just posted. She had a hard time choosing. There are 2 of them that have Impression Obsession dies. Well, one that has 2 Impression Obsession dies, one that has an Impression Obsession die, and those are very both close to selling out of the complete kit because I could only get X number of them. So if you were looking at either the ornament panel or the Peace, Love, and Joy, and you want the complete, I would order those sooner than later because I'll probably be taking the complete. You can still get the paper, you can still use whatever, you know, if you have something that works on it, you can still use that. But I'll probably have to take the complete down fairly soon. Okay, so let's go on the inside. And now we are going to well, we're going to go in here first. All right, so in here you just need one of these little red strips. You do have 2, but you just need one. And then there's some an extra little envelope in there and an extra size, a couple extra size of this piece. So then if you wanted to use this gift card holder, you could. So there's a couple extra in there. All right, so now we are going to, I like using our little, they're called gift card envelopes. I like using them for gift cards. And I've done it before. And usually I will, so I licked it and I sealed it. And I've just always cut straight across. But these dies are kind of cool because we're going to use this one first. The one with the little dashes on it. And we're going to die cut, so it gives it a little bit more of a decorative inside. And this die we actually use on the envelope to cut the down part. And then we're going to use it on the gold Miri lava to cut the top part. So this decorative part right here, we're going to cut with the gold, and we're going to turn the die around and use it on our gift card envelope. Now, you can use it, if you have this piece as your back piece, you could put a layer on here and, put tape around it and attach it. But I like using our little gift card envelope because it already has like a little pockety type thing. So, can you show the dies for the Peace, Love, and Joy Christmas card kit?
Okay, I was just getting ready to read that to you.
So I don't have the actual samples here, but the Peace, Love, and Joy was this tree die set, which we just used one of the trees. And then it was this Peace, Love, and Joy stamp set. So, and that one I think I only have 2 complete kits left. And then the ornament panel is this one plus the Peace on Earth. And this one I only have 2 complete sets left. So yes, if you want those, order them tonight. And then as soon as I'll have to take them off. The other one, the most popular Christmas card kit, is the Believe one, which is the red and white. And that one I'm not going to run out of.
Sarah, do you have more kits for tonight's class?
I do, yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think first, well, you can do these in either order. We are going to die cut, and see there's little notches on here. Like there's a little notch right here, so you're going to line up, that's how you center it. The little notchy thing right here will be close to the edge of your paper on both sides. But you're going to line that up really close to that top edge. And I'm going to hold it in place with removable tape after I get my removable tape out. Or one of my rolls of removable tape. Or actually, I use washi tape. Sometimes when I use washi tape, it actually does tear the paper. Removable tape is actually better. Okay. So I'm going to cut.
I don't know about you, but I'm not ready for winter. And I am counting the days till the days start getting longer in another 5 weeks. Is winter almost over with yet?
No.
No. Crap.
Okay. So I'm going to run that through my die cut machine. So I just have it attached on there fairly close to the top. I'm just looking at it to try and, make sure these are, fairly close distance on either side. If you want to get your ruler out, knock your socks off. But I'm not going to. I'm going to be a go for it kind of gal. And if it's not perfect, I don't care. If you're giving a gift card to somebody, they're not going to look at your card and say it's it's off.
Try me. No, baby.
What?
No. I hate winter. Jill, what are we doing here in Wisconsin and Michigan and yeah.
Okay, so then I am going to take my sealed gift card envelope and I have it up. Now you don't have to measure, but if you want to measure, I'm not going to measure, but I am measuring this for anybody that wants to. It's like 1 3/4 inch from the bottom edge. So, you know, you're sealing it. You're cutting 1 3/4 inch from the bottom, approximately. Again, does not matter. It just means more or less of your gift card will be showing. So I have my sealed. Make sure you're cutting, you know, it doesn't matter which end you cut off because you'll have an open pocket no matter what. And because it's an envelope, you're cutting through 2 layers, and that's okay.
For 9 years, Bogey and I had that condo in Florida, and boy, I loved going back and forth during the cold weather.
Going in the cold, I bet you did.
Yeah.
So, see, when you use our little gift card envelope with that, you already have like this little pocket, which I love. So you could do it on a regular piece of cardstock, and like it could be cut to this exact size right here. You could, and then you just put tape down the sides, but you have to be careful just to put a narrow line of tape down the sides. Where with the little pocket, it already has a little pocket, so you can just tape on the back and attach it. That's why I love the little gift card envelopes, not necessarily to hold, you know, a gift card enclosed in them. I like to use them as little pockets. And then you have another one if you wanted to, like another little thing. So now we're going to tape both of these on.
Oh, Jill Chapman, where did you stay in Florida, Jill? The hurricane.
Oh, that's so sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I've had actually Emily Henry had bad hurricane damage, and another friend had bad hurricane damage.
This year?
Yeah, this year.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I'm so sad to hear that.
Yeah.
Fort Myers Beach. Oh, we were just south in Naples. Yeah, we spent a lot of time at Fort Myers Beach too.
So we're going to attach our little pocket on there. I can't even imagine. I mean, water damage is bad all in itself, but to have your whole thing destroyed, ugh. And then this piece just goes on. Oh, you might need to cut just a hair off of the end of this one. Sorry, I didn't cut it perfect. And then you're going to attach that on there. And like I said, if you don't want to put the little gift card thing on the inside of here, you don't have to. Or if you're not sure, you just leave that feature like inside the card, and then when you go to pull it out and use it, you're like, yeah, this one works perfect for a gift card, and then you attach it. So
yeah, you can also put cash or check inside
yeah.
the gift card holder too.
Yep, you can. You can
fold
a bill in half or a check, and then you can have your message right here, you know, or right here. You have 2 little areas. So you have if you want to stamp something, you can stamp it in here, or you can stamp it right there. So that is our little Christmas gift card holder.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah. All right, now let's move on to the cascading card. So why did I use a cascading card? Because they were on sale. When was it? Oh, the spooky Halloween sale, where prices were slashed. Because we're discontinuing a lot of the colors of the cascading cards, and so, but you might not want to do like the whole cascading card because that can be a lot. But you can use one side of the cascading card just to make a diagonal type card, which you just have to think outside the box, man.
Yeah.
So even though they have their slits in them, like see the slits are on there and the slit is on there, but we just covered them up. So I did use the cascading card die. Let's pull out that kit, because actually I put that kit together a while ago and I can't remember what I did. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Or maybe I didn't. No, we're going to cut that. I'm going to show you how to cut it without the die. Imagine that. Okay. So you do have a little bit more work to do. So yeah, I think on this one I decided I was going to teach you how to cut without the die, because the die is a pretty expensive die. So let's go to what we have in here. We have a sheet with words on it. Then we have our little die cuts. Then we have 3 green strips, 1, 2, 3. Then we have, we have 2 pieces of the copper mirror card. One piece is to make our little feature on the back in here. The other one, which it might have a white edge, because sometimes the mirror card comes with a white edge on the very edge of the parent size sheet. And it doesn't matter, because this one just gets inserted inside, or you're going to use one to cut your words. So pick one to cut your words. And the other one is we're going to die cut, so it's going to go over here by our dies. And then also the piece that is bigger is our back piece back here. So kind of put that over by your dies too. And then your other piece, your smaller one, is for words. So put the smaller piece of pure gold and one of the pieces of copper by your words, because those are for your word layers later. Okay, then we have our envelope. That one you can set aside. Then we have gift card envelopes. You only need one, so you have one extra one in there. We can seal it right away. We're doing the same thing, except we're using the different die, because I am just in love with our little gift card holders. And like the cream ones, you can see the glue on them. Why, you ask? I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because we're turning them over and we're just attaching the back of it to the card. So it doesn't matter that you can see the little pink glue lines there. We're going to put that by our die. And then we have one piece. That's our big one. We have 2 pieces of the Sahara, because it goes on the outside or the inside, and it goes on the other side. So we're mostly working on one side of the card, and the only thing that's on the other is one more piece of our Sahara and the sweater vest. And then the smallest one is for this end panel. Now the only thing you need to make sure is that you don't cut the angle on the wrong way, okay? Because if you cut it this way, it's not going to cover your whole panel. So you have to make sure you're cutting it on the right side. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut our layers first. And I am just going to start. Now your slits may be opposite of this, because again, we only used one side of the cascading card. So what I'm going to do is you can line. Now I'll show you the easy way to do it, and I'll give you the little bit harder way to do it too. On mine, I have a border all the way around. Okay, I have a border on the bottom, and I have a border on the top, and I have a border on the sides. If you're like, I just want the easy route, you can attach it flush to the bottom. You know, you'll have a little border on both sides, but if you attach it flush to the bottom, and you can just attach it, and then you can go to the back and trim that off. That's the easier route of the two. However, if you don't want that, you can still attach it, you know, flush to the bottom, or you can pull it up just slightly. Then you're going to either hold it in place or use removable tape. You're going to turn it over. You're going to use a pen or a pencil. You're going to draw the line. So again, I brought it up a little bit from the bottom. I'm holding it in place. I turned it over. I drew my line. Now if I cut on that line, it will be flush to the top. So I'm going to cut just about slightly inside that, like a 1/16 inch inside that line. Now, make sure that you're on the right side, okay? So make sure you're cutting on the right side. Yep. Make sure you have it lined up right. Like I said, the easiest route is to just attach it and have it flush at the angle and flush on the bottom. But if you want a border, you're going to have a little bit of a challenge. You can go that route. I just gave you both options, and you do with them whatever you want. Okay, so see, that's how you get the little bit of border around there. Now you can always take a little bit more off the bottom if you want, and then you'll have a little bit bigger border. But while I have that, I'm going to attach it. See, I needed to make you do a little bit more in this class. That's why we did not die cut out all the pieces for you. So the die would have cut them all this height, and you still would have had to cut the bottom. But I wanted to show you how to use it without the die, because the die is, like I said, the die, you know, am I talking you out of buying the die? Maybe a little, but it's kind of expensive, and I didn't want you to think I don't want to make that card because I don't want to buy the die. So I'm just giving you the other way to do it. So now we have the middle panel. Again, make sure your height is right. And you're going to cut one for both sides. Now, since this is just solid paper, you could cut them both at the same time. If you're using a patterned paper, which we're not, but just for future, if you're using a patterned paper, you need to like pay attention, because one is going to be on one side and one is going to be on the other. So again, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to hold that in place. Again, you could do it flush to the bottom, and then you could just cut it off flush to the top. That's the easier route, and that's perfectly fine. But otherwise, if you want to do it a little bit harder, you either put it on there with removable tape, or you hold it like I just did, flip it, draw your line, and then you're going to cut it. Now, since this is solid paper, and if you feel fairly confident that your paper trimmer can cut through 2 layers, you can do that. Again, if you cut flush on the line, it'll be flush to the top edge. My paper trimmer has been acting up lately, so I don't know that mine will cut 2 at one time, but I'm going to cut slightly inside that. And then I am going to take this and hold them together and just follow that trimmed line. I could draw it again, but why? There we go. And again, because this is just solid paper, I can just use it on one side, and then on the other side I'll just flip it over. If you're using printed paper, then you have to pay a little bit more attention to that. So now we're going to attach these on. Yeah, so if you always want to get the right angle, go for it and buy the die. Now, speaking of buying the die, we do not do a Black Friday site-wide sale. Like usually for Black Friday, I'll do quilted cards. So you can watch for that for a Black Friday sale. But otherwise, I've been doing just a beginning of December sale. So watch for that. If you want to get the die, wait until the sale code comes out for the December sale. That'll be like, it's usually the second week of December. Like this year, I think it'll be like, or no, it starts at the end of the first week of December. Okay. Usually around the 5th. Yeah. I think it's going to start the 7th this year. And I think the 7th is when we're going to have a bigger comment sold. So, anyways, remember on one side, we're working on one side. We flip it over, and the only thing that's on that one is that middle panel. Now we have our tallest one. And again, same thing. You could do it flush to the bottom, flush to the angle.
Marion Phillips is just reminding us that she was told that if you cut a piece of tinfoil with your little trimmer, it will sharpen the blade. She hasn't tried it, but
Okay.
she needs to do that. I was thinking the same thing, Marion. Thanks for bringing that to our attention again.
Yeah, I do need to do that. Oops, I don't know that I flipped that with holding it in place very well. Again, you can use removable tape if you don't trust your hands when you're flipping, because things can shift when you flip, especially when you're flipping with a slit in the paper. Okay, so I'm bringing my trimmer over one more time. Actually, I'll bring it over more than one time because we have to cut words. And I'm going to cut slightly inside. Mine gets a little wonky because sometimes I cut adhesive and then the adhesive sticks to it, and then that's where I find that it's weird. And yeah, mine shifted slightly, so I'm going to take a hair off of there again. Now when you're taking a hair off of things, it can go wrong. Alright, so yeah, these are part of the autumn paper pad, which I'm really happy with how that one turned out. Sorry it took me a year to do it.
Oh well.
Oh well. Shit happens. But the Halloween one I didn't even show. I showed it and then I got it done really quick. Yay. Yay me. Let's pull out two of our green pieces. And they're about an inch from the bottom, maybe a little bit less. But you want to just put them kind of even. Now it's up to you, because the green, if you want them, or you could wait until you get your gift card in there to attach that one, but I'm just going to go ahead and attach them. And then I'll make my gift card even with them. And if you want thinner, you can always trim my layers.
Yeah, better late than never. Yeah, that's true.
I actually do have two more started. One is called Woodland Winter, and the other one is called Home for the Holidays. And those are almost done. But I wasn't gonna wait. Okay, so now let's go on to our words. So on here, there's a word on the inside, and no, that's the front. Actually, I only used one word. So totally up to you what you want to use for words. I have a thank you on there. There's a be thankful. There's the autumn one. So on this card, you can actually write, the place that you would write would be right here. And if you want to put your gift card there, you can do that instead. But I figured this was the solid one, so that would be the better place to write.
Yeah.
So, but you can use whatever words you want. So I'm just going to cut the same one that I did, because then I don't have to think about it. So yep, cut whatever words you want to use. So, and then you'll cut your piece of mirror card to fit behind it, and then the pure gold behind that. Ooh, oh, I cut it too close.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's just going to have to be what it's going to have to be.
it's close.
It's close. So
Cut it close on the other side and nobody will ever know.
well, or I might just say fall must-haves. I might just make this one be grateful with a grateful heart and just totally change it up and make it more of a thank you. And then if I need to give somebody a thank you card, then I have one. So there were plenty of words. Take your pick. If you cut it too close, use a different one. I cut that one kind of close too, but not
as close. Though.
not as close. There. Okay. Phew! But now I'm put that down, safety first. I'm going to attach that on there, and then I'm going to trim that layer, and then it's popped up. So it's attached flat onto the copper mirror card, and then it's popped up onto the pure gold. Alright, so we've got that. So this one I am just going to, and remember, there's 2 pieces of pure gold. If you missed that, you're using the smaller one. The bigger one is for behind the gift card holder. So, and that one I popped up with foam tape. Which I'm getting my foam tape. There we go. Okay. I'm so happy that my audio, we got that sorted out. Well, actually, we didn't get it sorted out. I'm so happy that they got my computer fixed.
Yeah.
That was stressful. All right, so now I'm going to cut that. And then cut that. All right, so I'm done with that. I'm just going to attach that onto right there. And yep, it goes the opposite way, but that's okay because I just used a different word. So I'm going to put that right over to the side. I'm going to attach my little pumpkin pie on there somewhere. All right, now let's go to our gift card holder feature. Having trouble picking up with my nails. Here we go. So we have the bigger piece of pure gold, and I'm not attaching it yet. Then we have our gift card holder, which I am using this one. Okay, so I'm using this one as the little down, and then I'm using the one that we used before as the up. Okay, and this one kind of tucks inside of it, so that's why it is short, but it's kind of tucked inside that pocket. So I used that one as my up. I'm going to cut that one as my up, and then I'm going to cut this one as my down. I can't say enough about my little gift card envelopes, but these dies like totally jazz them up. So they look, I always just have to cut them straight across. So I like the little up and down, and just, yep. But again, you don't have to use the little envelope. You can just use a piece of cardstock. It has to be cut a little bit bigger, to the width, to this size, because then you have extra room to tape just along the side. But why do that when you have a little pockety envelope? I mean, these envelopes I think are like, I think they're $4 for 25. Actually, I'm not even sure. But I've had them on sale too, where you got gift cards and the envelopes together, I think for... Actually, do you want to look those up, Mom? Just type in gift card in our website.
Yep.
And the envelopes should come up. There's a space in between gift and card.
All right.
And we're looking for the little gift card envelopes. They come in white and in cream.
Gift card. White gift envelope. That's what we're looking for, right?
Yeah, or cream.
Or cream.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll post that.
How much are they?
They are.
You have to, yeah, click on the 25 count.
Yeah.
I'm poking out my little holes.
They are $5.30.
Oh, for 25.
For
Okay.
25.
They're a little bit more than I thought. But watch for them to be on sale. Or wait till December.
Yep. Cracker Jacks.
Cracker Jacks.
Do you remember Cracker Jacks?
Yes.
Cracker Jacks have what? They have caramel corn in them, and they have, do they have candied peanuts?
I think so.
Candied peanuts. Costco has something really close to that, and I was serving that yesterday. Those Creeters, has anybody ever had those Creeters from Costco? Oh my God. So the first couple of customers in yesterday said, "Oh, I'm so glad you're serving Costco crack," which is what they call it because it's so addictive. It's like, oh my word, what are you talking about? Well, that's what we call it. Okay, all right.
All right. Well, so 1 second while we pause that conversation. We're going to attach this piece inside of here. Well, we can attach the envelope first onto here, and it's got an equal border on the bottom. And then we're going to put just a line of tape. Well, it doesn't. We'll actually put tape on the whole thing, but then we're going to slide this in there. Actually, I don't know. I'm kind of being non-decisive or indecisive on what's the order of operation for this. Okay, I'm going to try it this way, but you guys might want to wait a second because it might be easier to do this before it's attached. I'm going to try and do it with it attached. So just maybe hold on a hot second here. My tape just ran out. My tape runner just ran out of tape, but I have another one handy.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm going to try and attach this, but it might be easier to do it the other way. I'm not sure. So if you want to hold back a second. No, this might be fine. And then I'm going to put adhesive on here, kind of slide it in there, because then I know the height of that before I stick it down. Where if I'm doing it before it's attached, then I don't know the height of it. So I did attach this, and I think this is going to work just fine. Now I'm going to put adhesive on the back of here. Now I could have used a full piece of copper mirror card that slid all the way to the bottom, but we just happened to have some 2-inch pieces, and that's what I used. So now I'm going to kind of open that up. I'm going to slide that in, and I'm going to look at it from the top and get that. So I just have a little border at the top.
That's nice.
So there we go.
Very nice.
Now before I attach it onto here, I'm going to kind of take my green and kind of see where I want that. If I want my green, because now I do have to trim that off of there. But if I want it to go all in a row, you know, and if you want this green up higher or lower. So anyways, let's first trim our little piece of green to the width of the gift card envelope. Probably should have thought about that first, But we're just
So
gonna.
Stephanie says she's had those craters and it is addictive. So Stephanie, what I'm going to do is buy some of that and then get some candied peanuts and add it. And that'll be as close to Cracker Jacks as we can get.
Yep. So, because what's in it? Just caramel corn?
Caramel corn and cheddar. Yesterday what I was selling was the caramel corn and cheddar mix combined. So if you add candied peanuts to that, or candy your own peanuts.
Yep.
And then put a little something, because in Cracker Jacks there was always a prize.
Right. So, put a prize in the bottom of the barrel.
Put a prize in the bottom. Bag it up into little baggies and
put a prize.
And put a prize in it.
Alrighty, so we've got most of our thing. Now we're just on to our little bag of goodies that Becky die cut for you.
Yes, they do still sell Cracker Jacks, but I can buy a 23-ounce bag, or you can buy a 23-ounce bag of those Craters for $6. I don't know what Cracker Jacks cost today.
So this one went on the opposite side, so I'm going to set that aside. So I used foam tape. It looks like I have my book right here, my cup of hot chocolate right here, my sock right here, my blankie right there. Now, I'm going to wait to attach the tea kettle, and I'm going to kind of show you that. So I'm going to get my other things attached first. And I did pop these up with foam tape. But I'm going to wait on my tea kettle, okay? So just hang off on your tea kettle. And your pie you can attach wherever.
Oh, 6 boxes, 6 regular sized boxes of Cracker Jacks cost $14.57 at Walmart. Who cares? You could do it as a family event. Maybe that's what we should do for our second thing on pepperoni night. Make some candied stuff.
No, maybe. Maybe we could make some candied pecans or candied peanuts.
Yeah. Ooh, candied pecans are good too. I have a good recipe for that.
Let's take a poll. Would somebody rather have sweet or a breakfast item on our pepperoni bread day? So we're doing for sure pepperoni bread because we do that every year.
It's tradition now.
And you can make it with us. But should we do a breakfast dish, or should we do a sweet, like a candied nuts or something?
Sweet. We hear anything from YouTube people? Marion Phillips loves candied pecans. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do that.
Breakfast dish. Both.
Both. Kathleen said both.
Yeah. Okay. I knew we were going to open Pandora's box here. Sweet breakfast, both.
We do have a couple sweet breakfast dishes.
Oh, we do have a really sweet breakfast dish. Oh, yeah. Breakfast. I have to keep track of this.
So now I'm just attaching my foam tape, and that's all I'm doing is putzing around here while we take our little poll. But I do want to get to the tea kettle and why he's placed where he's placed, or she.
Yeah, it's kind of floating up there in the air. I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason.
All right. So the reason that is floating up in the air, and you don't have to do that, but when I did this, my sweater goes a little bit higher. And you don't have to. If you want to put your sweater down a little bit lower, but with your sweater, if your sweater is sticking up high, then you're going to see a little bit of your sweater on the back. So I'm lowering so you can see. So if you have your sweater up a little bit higher, then you're going to see it on the back, and that's why I strategically put the tea kettle there so it overlapped the sweater. But if you want to lower your sweater so it doesn't overlap at all, that's up to you. Then you could put your tea kettle wherever your little heart desires. You know, or you could attach your sweater to this front on the top. So it just kind of is attached to the front too. You don't have to attach it to that middle panel. So totally whatever you want to do. But yes, I did my sweater a little bit higher so it went up here. So, but then you have to strategically place your tea kettle, because otherwise you see a little bit of it right there. And maybe that doesn't matter to you if you see a little bit and you want to put your tea kettle down here. You do you. You do whatever you want.
Oops, I just turned on off. Oh, I gotta go back and get it now.
Go back and get what?
I X'd out.
Oh.
That's okay, I'll get a new one up.
So yeah, whatever you want to do with your sweater. And your tea kettle. But that's the reason for my madness. The method for my madness. Huh. My glue came out of there more than it normally did.
Uh-oh.
Like on the inside of there. I don't know why it came out. Usually it doesn't do that. So hang on, now I gotta find a baby wipe. Which I think they're dry.
Oh, there you go. Print your recipes and then we can use them to make a library pocket cookbook.
Oh, that's like, who said that? Jill.
Jill.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea. Yes, the paper cut cookbook.
So, in comments sold coming up, I can tell you, Jill, that, and for people, I mean, I know some of you have a hard time on comments sold, but you can, like, you don't have to, you can do it just to shop where you add to cart by not using Facebook. Maybe I should do another tutorial on that. Because, yeah, you don't have to go on Facebook to do it. You can do it just right through the web store. But anyways, there is going to be some library pocket book kits coming up in some different colors. They were like extras, so there's going to be some solid color library pocket book kits coming up that will be on sale because they're just random solid colors. Because usually they're in a variety. So yeah, those will be coming up. So anyways, we have our cascading card made into just a diagonal fold, like accordion type card. But yeah, that's a good idea to do a library pocket book kit. What kind of glue? I'm in here. It's the Nuvo glue from My Sweet Petunia. And I'm still working on the original bottle that came with it. And I believe I got it, was it a year ago that I got it?
Like April, I thought.
Was it April? Or was it right before the warehouse sale last year? Or was it April?
I thought it was.
Oh yeah, I think it was April. You're right. So I've had it for 6 months and I'm still on my same bottle of glue. So let's put these aside and we're going to go on to our birthday one, which the birthday one is the easiest one. So this could be a guy birthday card, a girl birthday card, whatever you want. Oh, you're welcome, Stephanie. I'm glad you're enjoying it. An envelope, set it aside. We're going to do the outside first. Oh, you know what? Did I miss? Oh, no, I didn't miss a whole layer. I was like, oh, I think I missed a whole layer here. But I didn't. Let's go through the pieces.
So, Sarah, did you answer that question? My brain was someplace else.
Which
kind
one?
of glue do you use in the glue gun?
I did answer that. The Nuvo glue.
Yep. All right.
Okay. So let's go through our pieces. We have a black piece of mirror card and then a Jupiter piece. And those layer together. Okay. And then we have a black mirror card and I think this is Sweet Tooth. I think these go on the inside, and actually this piece goes on the inside, so let's put that piece on the inside. This is a bigger piece on the inside. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way and put that on the inside right now. That's like our layering swatch. And I didn't do like our bright white because on this printed paper, like it's got this kind of off whitish. So I think I used Sweet Tooth. I think that's the color on there. I think it's either Sweet Tooth or whipped cream. Okay, so there, we got that out of the way. And then these two little guys go on the inside, so we're going to just set that aside with our die because we need to die cut that. But on the front, let's go back to the front. I thought that I was missing the piece that goes right here and right here, but what I actually did was I cut this in half. So go ahead and cut this, and this is, what is this? This is quartz Star Dream. Cut that in half. So I think it's 2 inches, so you can just cut it at 1 inch.
Oh, Marianne, you are kind. Thank you. She said, did you know your mom is the best?
I do.
The class always has a little spice because of her.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Marianne. That's the way I run my cart at Costco, too, and sometimes my bosses don't know what to do about that.
Oh well.
Oh, well.
Oh well. So the piece of striped paper, that's from the Furry Friends, and I did cut that. So in here it's a little bit wider. You're going to cut it at 5.5 inches. Just because I didn't know where it was going to, I don't know why I did, but just cut it at 5.5. Because that's the width of the card.
Marianne Phillips said she loves her glue gun. She put her glossy accents into the second bottle. Much easier to use.
Oh, nice. I like glossy accents too.
Okay.
So we are going to attach a little bit to, have a little bit of a border of the Pegasus on the top and a little bit on the bottom. That's one way to, like sometimes we have 2 by 11 inch strips or 2 by 12 inch strips. That's one way to use them, is instead of doing a full layer and not being able to see most of it, you can take those 2 by 11 or 2 by 12 inch strips and use them if you're just doing a thin layer on the top and the bottom.
Oh.
So that's just a way, if you're like, what am I going to do with this 2 by 11 inch strip? You can use it as just your thin layer rather than wasting the whole bigger piece. So.
Oh, Mona, it would have been the perfect time to make pepperoni bread. Her refrigerator quit last week, and she ended up with a big glob of roads.
Yeah, that would have been a good time to make the pepperoni bread. Okay, so I did just put tape on here, and now I'm going to lay that down. And now I'm just going to kind of set this and kind of pick up so I can look at it from the front and I can see about how much of a border I have. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, where I just kind of set it down. All right, so there we go. And I'm going to attach that to my card front. You don't see me do this very often where I go edge to edge. It's just a different effect. Usually I'll have equal borders all the way around. This time I did it this way. Why, you ask? I don't know. just turned my crank on that day. I was like, I'm going to do that. Maybe because of the pattern paper with the stripes. I just liked that look.
Anna refilled hers with art glitter glue.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they send you an extra bottle in there with the glue gun. So now this, I did do edge to edge too. If you don't want to do it edge to edge, you can always trim a little bit off. So I attached these together, used foam tape to pop them up.
You know, those of us who work at carts in Costco, giving out food samples, are not employed by Costco. We are employed by another company to work in Costco. But so many Costco shoppers
think that
we do work for Costco, and so we're asked quite often, where is this or where is that? I have a new answer in my pantry. so then that always gets a chuckle out of people.
Yeah.
It makes for a lighter mood. And lighter tone.
Nice.
So, the best person to ask is somebody in a red hat or a red vest. The second best person to ask is another Costco shopper.
Oh, yeah. A red hat. I've never seen him wear a red hat.
They do wear red hats or red vests. And sometimes they are not very, you can't find them because they might just have a name badge on. And so they're hard to find. So I usually get out in the middle and look for someone for them. Mm-hmm. And I thought Costco workers knew everything, but they don't know everything either. So that's why I say the best person to ask is another Costco shopper.
Yeah, no, but stuff at Costco gets moved around so often sometimes.
Oh, it's a nightmare sometimes. It is a nightmare.
Because I've been looking for something for a while.
What have you been looking for?
Oh, I found it.
Oh, okay.
There's these little egg, like cup type things, and I thought they'd be over by the. I bought them once, and I thought they'd be over by the
egg
breakfast
bacon?
sandwich.
Yes.
But they weren't. They're over by the quiches.
Yes.
In the other section.
Yes, I know.
Which there's 2 sections with breakfasty type
I know.
things.
Drives you nuts.
Yeah.
Drives you nuts.
So, anyways, I am just attaching this black mirror card in the red, and then we are going to weed out our happy birthday and then attach that. All right. And then we'll go do the gift card feature on this card. So this one's kind of very delicate, so just be careful when you're popping it out, because the letters are, this is one of our dies, but the letters are kind of a little dainty.
Changes are hard for older customers. You are so right, Kathleen. And I think that there are more older, more mature customers in the Costco that I work at. Now that might not be true all over the country. But truly, I'll give you a better answer than I have given you about how to find things in Costco. If you cannot find what you're looking for, and you get to checkout and you still haven't found it, ask at the register and they will send a runner back to get it for you.
Oh, that's
if
nice.
They have it. Hardly anybody gives that advice, but I give that advice.
Because there's nothing worse than wheeling your cart around 3 different times looking for something and then not finding it.
I know.
Which I think I did that looking for those egg things, and then I just happened to be looking at something
Just off the deli, right?
Yeah, just off the deli. And I'm like, oh, that's where those suckers are.
Today. I always say,
Today, yeah.
I always tell the people, this is where it was the last time I was in here.
So there is an I in here, or you can dot it with like a pearl or a gem.
What brand die is Happy Birthday, Sarah?
That's the paper cut.
Okay.
That's one of mine.
Okay. Just going to find that.
Yeah, so this one, micro dot adhesive or your glue
Happy birthday frame die is TPC0156.
Yep. And you don't have to, like when you're using the glue gun, you don't have to put glue on every area. You can just do like some little dots like that. This die looks really good on like a alcohol inked background, like die cut in white. What?
Forgot to plug my computer in.
Did it die?
Nope.
Oh.
It got a little wimpy. But
Oh, you know what? We should have cut the ends of this off first, but we'll cut them off after. So because the ends are a little bit long, because it does fit on like a mini slimline card. So you can put it on there. Oops. And then trim the tails off. And again, just lightly tap it down. And then turn it over, which we're going to do. There we go. Yep, I haven't used this die a whole ton. I like it though.
I like that die.
Yeah. All right, now on to our gift card feature. So this one, and you can cut out this piece with this die. It just cuts a straight rectangle. I just cut it, we just cut it on our big trimmer. So I think it's a hair off, but it was better than die cutting a whole bunch. But you can die cut a whole bunch if you want to. So we are just going to take this one and die cut this on here, because that's going to put these little inverted circles in the corners so you can slide your gift card underneath. Now, I would recommend not attaching, like you can attach your black piece in here, but don't attach this piece to your black because it's hard to get the gift card underneath there while it's attached, to everything. So die cut this piece. We're going to attach our black card. And I thought this worked perfect. I happen to have this gift card. So with the dog on it, and the colors just match perfectly. So I put the card together actually first, and then I went in search of a gift card, and I found the Target gift card. I was like, oh, that matches. That was totally unplanned. So we are going to just die cut this piece, and then don't attach it, which is my recommendation. Oh, yes. You ordered the Peace, Love, and Joy, but it's just the pricing part of it is listed as the Believe because I copied and pasted it, but it actually is. Oh, you could use a slitted corner punch too, but I'll look at it, Jill, once we're done. But I believe like in the description, it says the Peace, Love, and Joy, and the item number says Xmas 24 : Peace, Love, and then COMP for complete or PO for paper only.
Okay.
Because I did catch that because when I was entering the items online, I copied them and I forgot to change the pricing attribute.
Okay. And did you answer the question, how long does it take for that glue to dry?
I didn't see that question.
Oh, okay.
I think it dries fairly quick. I don't know exactly how long. But yes, if you get this all the way taped down, it's hard to get your gift card. And I don't have my gift card's in there.
Oh, yes, it does say that, Sarah. Jill said it does say that.
Okay. Yeah. So it's hard to get, so it's easier to get the gift card in there while it's not attached. So while you might want to attach that one, just kind of put this in and wait until you actually have your gift card, because then you can bend the paper to, get it in there. The first time I did it, when I had it taped down, I had it taped and I couldn't tape too close into right here, and then my gift card wouldn't go all the way in. So there is that too. So I recommend taping this piece down, just setting this feature in there. You could put some of the the purple tape that has the peel off backing. You could put that on the back just so it's ready to go. You insert your gift card into the little things, and then you peel the backings off, and then you attach it. So I struggled a little bit when I had everything attached on there, especially because I had tape in these corners, and then your gift card couldn't slide under there.
Good tip, Sarah.
So
great tip.
So that would be my recommendation. So I'm just going to put that in my card so it's ready to go. So yeah, that was our gift card class, and we still do have more of those. The Christmas card kits, I'm going to be watching them because I'll have to take down the complete kits of a couple of them, just because I'm limited on the numbers. But if you have dies and stamps that'll work, you can get the paper only and use what you have. So anyways, thanks for joining us tonight, guys, for our Fun Time Thursday. I will hope to get my December posted sooner than later. This one took me a little bit.
Sarah?
Yes.
One question.
Sure.
Could you use a slim line of form to hold it away from the back?
A slim line form.
Form to hold it away from the back.
I see what you're saying. Like if you used, or at least this is what I think you're saying. Like if you attached some foam tape.
Yes, that's what she's asking. Slim line.
Foam tape, then it's held away. But again, don't put it in the corners behind here. Like put it in the middle. That's actually a very good idea. Because then you can get to those. But yes, when it's attached totally flat. But if you put some foam tape back here, then you have the flexibility of bending those. Just don't put your foam tape in these two corners.
Okay.
That is actually a great idea. I didn't think of that. Yeah, that's a great idea. So, see, I learned from you guys just like you learned from me.
Yeah, that is always true, isn't it?
Yep. So, anyways, thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for putting up with all of my audio stuff, but we are good to go now.
And Sarah's goofy mom.
She's kind of hard to take. No, I'm just kidding.
I
So,
know.
thanks, guys.